That's the one, right?
Yep.
Right one?
That's no, that's not the right one. It'd be one that you're even less excited to watch. Welcome to the Review, a show where two small town dudes give you our big, dumb opinions. Today on Flash Season 1,
Yeah.
a flashback.
A flashback to Flash.
On Flash. The CW's
Flash on Flash.
inaugural season
Yeah.
of The Flash.
Yeah.
We're going back to this for a multitude of reasons, really.
Yeah.
Wetting the palate for the Crisis on Infinite Earths event that's
Yep.
coming up later that we can't shut up about, both of us
Of
equally. And
I'm all for. I love it.
and last episode,
Coming off all of our test pilots, let's talk about a pilot season.
yes,
so to say.
Yeah, the tables have turned.
Yes.
JT. You like a little peek behind the curtain. You do a lot of planning and producing for this show.
Mm-hmm.
I would say more than me.
Yeah. Although I'm really digging what you got coming up for November.
Maybe we'll tease it here in the intro just to see what people got going on. I got a
Let's see who really listens to our Monday shows.
Yeah, I got a little list of things going on right here. We'll tease it in the intro here. It'll be a little long intro. Why not?
There you go.
So at one point, I subjected you, and I think it's like it was like a month where you picked something for me to watch, and I picked something for you to watch.
Yeah.
And I picked Flash Season 1 like a dick, like a season of television.
I think I picked Fargo season 1.
Okay, fair enough. Oh,
So
fair enough.
yeah, we went tit for tat.
And our review going forward later in the show is what you thought about the CW's Flash,
Which I didn't hate it. I liked it actually.
I thought the initial season of the Flash was fairly strong, and I think there's a reason why it picked up a very big popularity with the mass populace.
Mm-hmm.
Even overtaking Arrow, I think. I think Arrow ended up being a little bit more on the back burner to The Flash. It was a little bit more fun and light.
Yeah.
I would say. Have to say.
Yeah.
But more on that later on in the show where we talk about Flash
Doing
in
a review.
full.
Yeah.
But as Joel teased, I have taken upon myself for the month of November to plan out all of our episodes. And I'm hoping it goes to plan.
Yeah. You even like planned out Monday episodes where I'm like, you're usually the one that's like, let's not do anything on Mondays.
Yeah, I know, because I'm usually fucked for time. But I did it anyway.
Yeah.
So I think I mentioned it before.
Yeah.
That I really kind of want to just change up a few episodes to like just liven up the show a little bit, make it a little more fresh if it's not for anybody but my own self.
Exactly.
So we're gonna be, because Disney Plus is coming out early November. We'll be able to catch it by our second Thursday in the month, but the first one we're just teasing it a bit.
Yeah.
Our Thursday shows are going to be the live action remakes of classic Disney movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Monday shows are going to be the direct-to-DVD sequels to those original cartoons.
In some parts, direct-to-video.
Direct-to-video, which some I've never seen.
You brought up something about one of them that we're going to watch where I was like, that premise alone makes me want to see the fuck out of that.
Yes. So
one involves time travel.
Yes.
I was like, oh, fuck. How is that going to be a thing?
Some of these I just learned about today. But coming up, some of these live action ones came out this year, so it's also another fun one to go back and do something we've missed during the year as well.
Yeah, for sure.
There is one date in November that I had penned in. I'll just say it right now, The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
And for the Monday show, do The Little Mermaid 2.
Yeah.
But that wasn't like a live action one that fit with the rest of my weeks.
Yeah.
But Disney
Lady and the Tramp.
Disney Plus, right, is going to have its own, like, the Lady and the Tramp live action specifically for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So I thought we'd fit that in there and do Lady and the Tramp 2 for the Monday episode. Which
I almost kind of want to do Lady and the Tramp because Lady and the Tramp has that super fucking... The animated one has that super fucking offensive We Are Siamese.
Oh, I couldn't even remember if Lady and the Tramp was a musical, to be honest.
They have We Are Siamese, which is...
Oh my god, that's like Song of the South.
It's pretty close.
Yikes. So, here is a template of what we got going on in the week. Or in the month of November. We have the live-action Aladdin to start out the month, which we haven't seen.
Yeah.
And I know we want a special guest to be on that one.
Yeah.
Because she wants to return for a Disney's thing so bad, and we didn't end up getting to this.
Mm-hmm.
So you could probably expect Reet Skeets to be back on the show.
And I want to do... For me specifically, I'm gonna try and watch the animated ones too to try and do a comparison.
Okay, that'd be great. We're gonna try. I want to try to touch on actually a lot of these things.
Yeah.
So if you can watch the original one, the original cartoon, to do a really good comparison.
Yeah.
I actually want to go and try to find the actual fairy tale or myth this is actually from and extrapolate and see how different that is.
Fair enough.
But for I want to do the comparison for the review, but I also want to touch like heavily on the music of these.
Yeah.
'Cause I also want to sing during the show.
Yeah.
And it's going to make me feel so good just to do something that we want to do like almost every show and we can't. And Disney songs are so memorable that we can just fucking sing our hearts out.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And talk about how the music is different between each one, just what's our favorite song in each. It's going to be a great time. Oh. And then come Monday is going to be their fucking weird direct to video. Why did this need to be made sequel? So I could have picked Aladdin 2, but I picked Aladdin 3.
Because we've been talking about crazy ass
forever.
Aladdin 3 with the Turtle City.
With the Turtle City. It's going to be insane. So that's the first week of November.
Yeah.
The second week is actually going to be fun because our episode will drop on the 14th.
Yeah.
But Disney Plus will come out on the 12th.
Yeah.
So we'll have a day to kind of play around in it because I'm going to try to get on the first day.
Yeah.
And we're going to go revisit the live action Lion King, which came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
Compare it to the original.
Yep.
And then the Monday after, we're going to do Lion King 2.
Which I kind of want to get Molly for that because she actually loves the Lion King too.
I know I've seen it, but I don't remember much of it. But I know it's based off of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's Simba's daughter is flirting with Scar's son.
Oh,
so it's it's like lion incest.
Perfect. And then we can also give like what we think about the app as well.
Yeah,
dive into that.
Oh yeah.
The 20th is going to be our recording day for the following week after that. And we're going to do the live action Lady and the Tramp.
Yep. Followed
by the Monday episode, Lady and Tramp 2.
How the fuck do they do a sequel to Lady and the Tramp?
Not a clue. Not a clue. And then at the end of the month, on Thanksgiving, no less.
Oh, fuck.
We were going to have the live-action Cinderella.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen.
I've never seen it either.
But I heard it's like one of the best ones.
Yeah,
the remakes.
I actually heard it was pretty decent when it came
Directed
out.
by Kenneth Branagh, of all people.
Jesus!
And then...
That Monday episode is what I'm looking forward to the most.
I never even knew this existed. Cinderella 3. There is fucking time travel in Cinderella 3. And I want to see what this all entails.
Cinderella's like Marty McFly, where she has to avoid herself.
Me too. I can't wait.
I love we're just doing Cinderella 3. Like, not even giving a shit about what even...
Who gives
what
a
even
shit?
is Cinderella 2?
I don't know. I read up mildly about it when I was going down a list of the sequels. And I'm like, Cinderella 2 sounds okay. Wait a minute. Cinderella 3 has time travel? Fuck Cinderella 2. We're doing that. So that's going to end out the month. So hopefully everyone enjoys the like Disney-centric month
Yes.
I think it's going to be fun.
I'm super. You need to produce more months, Troy. This is fun.
So
this is fun.
I'm going to try to do my homework on this one.
Okay.
And get a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And
ready to
I'll
go.
use my free time to watch up all the animated ones in the meantime as well.
Right on. And with that app, hopefully all of these are on there.
They should be. I don't know about the sequels. Hopefully the sequels are on there.
That's what I'm hoping for the most, the sequels. Because they're kind of obscure. I don't know if they're going to be on there like right away.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about is Aladdin 3 because it comes out before the app is available. And I've already tried to look it up, and I can only find that you have to buy it.
Let me see.
And it's like $13.
Maybe we'll make a day of it.
Okay, I know my parents own it on VHS, so we could just go to my parents' house and watch fucking Aladdin 3.
It's like the first time I've watched a video in like 10 years.
It's seriously on VHS, and they still have a VCR up and running, so we could do this. And we get to go visit my mom and dad.
Hell yeah.
Just get drunk at my mom and dad's house.
have me like awkwardly swearing in front of your parents and then be like,
why is Joel here?
Yeah. Get him out of here.
So anyway, that's what I got going on for November. So that was a very long intro for what we got going on for this flashback episode for Flash Season 1. But I hope you enjoy what JT thought of this.
Yeah.
I think I pretty much raved about it for what I can remember.
It's a fun review.
Okay.
It's a fun review. I went back and listened to it today. It's fun.
Great. So, hopefully everyone enjoys. Let us know what you think of what we got coming up for like Disney November Plus. And we will get a hold of you on Thursday. How about that?
Let's do it.
How's about it?
How about it?
So enjoy.
Make it a date.
Yeah. Let's make it a date. Everyone come back, would you? Y'all come back now here.
Y'all come back now here.
So until then, enjoy this review of Flash Season 1.
Yes, starting right now. Well, I finally, after lots of coaxing from Troy to the Max, we made a deal with each other where we would finally watch shows that we want each other to watch.
Yep.
If we both watched them. So Troy's pick for me was of course Flash, and I did a compromise with him. I watched Flash Season 1 because there's a lot of episodes per season.
Yep.
Lots of goddamn episodes per season.
Yeah.
So I watched all 22 episodes of Flash Season 1. Before I give my opinion, Troy, do you kind of want to give your thoughts on it? Since we pretty much all know your opinion on it.
Sure. CW's The Flash is pretty damn great. Spinoff of Arrow, but it's definitely made it into its own, and I feel like it's the strongest superhero show out there on television today. It is fun. It's light. It definitely uses everything from the comics and streamlines it when it can and expands on it when it wants to. And this is one of the best like comic to television adaptations I think there's actually ever been. It uses ridiculous concepts like a talking telepathic gorilla and makes it entertaining to watch. And for me, that's very scoffable. Like, I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard when I first heard about Gorilla Grodd. But I feel like the show did it better than what the comics even did.
Ooh.
As an example.
Yeah.
But I love The Flash. I try not to miss an episode. I've fallen behind on Arrow and haven't really kept up with that. And I've even dropped off a Legends of Tomorrow after a couple episodes.
Ooh.
Just because I don't have the time to watch all these things, but I still keep watching The Flash.
Right on.
There you go.
Okay.
You probably have some notes that have to expand on a few more things.
I have notes. I have notes.
So I will hand the baton to you.
To play off of what you've stated, I will say this is a really fun show.
Yeah, it is.
I do have a lot of fun with it.
Yep.
And like they do kind of follow like the Freak of the Week type thing, but they also try and keep their like overarching storyline going on from there too.
Yeah.
And sometimes they even incorporate like these other villains from previous episodes in those as well. And I like that. But yeah, it's fun. I definitely would suggest it to anyone who's just watching it just for the hell of it, but there are a few things that kind of rub me the wrong way about it.
Yeah.
A few things.
If I had one complaint, it's because it is on the CW, and with that, they have to do like melodrama every once in a while.
Boy, do they.
And that can be a burden sometimes.
Oof.
There's some episodes where I'm like, you don't need this in there right now.
Yeah.
But you have to expect it in every episode. And if you go into it with that frame of mind, like you can just kind of breeze by those parts and like kind of tune out, check Twitter until they're doing something else.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, I'll just to go into it. The person that plays the Flash, Barry Allen.
Yep.
In
Greg
it,
Gustin.
Greg Gustin. He's really good.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's definitely. When I first went into it, I didn't expect a lot because it's a CW show. And I was like, oh, man, I bet he'll do the job just fine. But I'm not going to expect anything super amazing out of it.
Yeah.
And no, he has some pretty like emotional parts where he lets me to believe that he actually is trying to do his best to be the Flash.
Yep.
And yeah, I really like him. And the person who plays his love interest in it, Iris, I think is probably one of the hottest chicks on television today. God damn it, is she gorgeous.
She's pretty cute.
She is really hot.
Yep.
However, I fucking hate their relationship in this show so much.
Yeah.
They even try and play it up in a sense where they try and make it like, ooh, we're going to be revolutionary because we're even going to make it where you don't even hate the person that she's actually with. But that almost is a detriment to him because it makes him seem like a dick most of the time. Like, Barry Allen seems like the worst person to ever try and date. Because he is just a very self-contained asshole when it comes to dating.
Go on.
Like, him and her are both just dumb when it comes to if they want to get together. Because... like, Barry doesn't say anything he feels ever.
Until it's too late.
Until it's way too late. Like, oh, well, she's almost engaged. I better go tell her how I feel.
Yeah.
And then she's either really dumb or one of the most sadistic bitches when it comes to, like, leading a person on.
Yeah.
Because... it's said from, like, the first episode, like, oh, we've totally known he had feelings for her all along.
Yeah.
Everyone knew that he had feelings for her except her.
Yeah. What an idiot, right?
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, my God, he actually feels that way about... no, yeah, he does. Everyone knows. So, like, I don't know. It's just... their relationship just pisses me off. And then including, like, the third wheel of, like, that Eddie guy who's, like, the detective.
My God. I don't like him.
Like, I don't mind. Like, I actually kind of, in certain situations, I actually was siding with him because there's so many times where, like, I'm pretty sure the show was just like, oh, well, everyone's going to side with Barry because he's the Flash and this is the Flash.
Yeah.
So there's so many times where they just fucking treat him like a piece of shit and, like Barry just treats him like a piece of shit, and then they're just like, oh, everyone's going to cheer for Barry anyways because he's the Flash. Like, there's, like, so many scenes where he's like, oh, did you break up with your boyfriend yet? And he's like, motherfucker, no! What did he do to you? Like,
and when I say I don't like him, it's only in hindsight because moving forward into season 2, like, I just, looking back, I feel like all of his parts are really boring.
Yeah.
But while watching it in season 1, like, I think I also would side with Eddie because he's in the dark about pretty much everything.
And most of the time they force him into things, and they're like, you got to do this. And then it's basically ruining his life. But they're like, no, it's for the greater good. You have to do it.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, it's ruining his relationships with people.
Yeah.
And it's like...
And all he wants to do to be is happy with Iris. That's it.
I know. And that made me feel so bad for him.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, look, I'm just a detective. Like, he's not... And he never... They never once like try and portray him as like an asshole, like how most shows do. They always bring in like the fucking boyfriend who's a total dick.
Yeah.
That just needs like a reason. It just needs like a reason for like the love interest to be like, you know what, you're an asshole. I'm totally leaving you.
Right.
No, he's actually a nice guy. He even like becomes friends with Barry at times. Like he wants to hang out with him. Like he likes him.
Right.
He's like, hey, you're a really big part of my girlfriend's life. I want you to be a big part of mine. It's like, what the fuck? There's nothing wrong with him. He's a really nice guy.
He's like the best guy.
He's
really.
the best guy. And then Barry just finds countless ways to just screw him over.
Right.
And it's like, what the fuck? You're the Flash. You're supposed to be like a good person.
Right.
And you're just constantly finding ways to like fucking like sneak behind his back and like, Iris, I actually have feelings for you. Why are you still with this loser? Like, asshole, I just bought you coffee yesterday.
And even when it comes to the finale, Eddie Thawne is like the most best guy.
He's more of a hero than Barry is in the last episode.
Yeah. But we can work ourselves up into that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if for anyone who hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah. Probably one of the people I like the most in it, who's very reoccurring, is Iris's dad, Joe.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah.
He's like one of my favorite parts of every episode.
Yeah.
Like he's like this authoritative figure where he never seems too bossy, and like even when he does shit that's kind of like sketchy and like they confront him on it, like he actually like conveys his point of view in such a way where you're like, oh man, I totally kind of feel for him.
Right. Yeah.
And like when he's like a fun-loving guy, like he actually looks like he's genuinely having fun. Like he looks like a guy you actually do want to hang out with.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's a great guy. Like I thought that too when I was watching through the first season. It's kind of like in the second season I feel like he doesn't have like he has got great moments because they introduce another character in the second season that is tied to him.
Okay.
But I feel like if those moments aren't going on, he's kind of like the guy that's kind of standing to the side with a one-liner.
Oh.
And I know. And it's like, oh, because at that point they have so many characters they got to deal with.
Yeah.
They have like freaking Iris and Barry and Cisco and redhead.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember her name.
Caitlin.
Caitlin, that's right. Yeah.
And the professor guy and fucking Joe and then there's another character that's Iris's brother that's introduced in the second season.
What the fuck?
And all of these and fucking the professor's daughter from a different Earth and
holy shit.
All of these people in the same room trying to get screen time. So it's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, but no, I think like especially like in the first season, like Joe is like kind of like he's kind of like the emotional core of it mostly, like because he's connected to like everybody. He's like connected to Iris and Barry. I think for the most part, I think him and Barry have more of or seem to have more of a connection than him and his own daughter.
Yeah,
I think they're the ones that have like the most like heart to heart conversations. Like for the most part, like anytime he talks to Iris, it's like only like to yell at her or tell her not to do something.
Yeah. And
then like Barry comes in the room, he's like, "Oh, I really need to open up to you and tell you this."
Right. Yeah.
They go, "Iris, get back to your room."
I'm 30.
Yeah, I'm in my mid-20s. But no, I'm huge fan of him. I do like the dynamic of like the team that Barry works with too, Cisco and Caitlin, yeah.
And what Eobard? No, is that his name?
Well, that's his actual name. What the hell is his Professor something?
I almost said Miles Davis. That wasn't right.
I can't remember whatever Kavanaugh
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, fucking Tim Kavanaugh or whatever his name is, the guy that plays the professor in it. Doesn't he always have like that look on his face like he's about to laugh at what you're saying?
Yeah.
Anytime he says something, he's like looks like he's fighting back a smirk. Like even when he's like saying something serious like this just killed millions of people. Are you laughing at this?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? But, like, besides that, like, I think their dynamic was really well. Like, Caitlin's always, like, the motherly, like, way overprotective, and Cisco's, like, just, like, this nerdy dude where, I even like the dynamic where, like, he would, just because he's so nerdy and out there, like, he's always coming up with, like, weird pet names for people, which are the actual names from the comic book.
Yeah. I really like, Cisco was, like, the character that's, like, the audience watching.
Yeah.
He's pretty much says what the audience is thinking.
Especially like because he's always like, "Oh, that was so cool."
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, you can probably totally hear somebody who read the book like, "Oh my god, he totally did like light speed. Oh my god, that is so sweet, man. Oh my god, he totally passed through a wall because he was going so fast."
But yeah, I really like Cisco in it. Like he's such like a breath of fresh air. In a lot of scenes.
Yeah, there's sometimes where they get like almost too serious, and Cisco's always the one where he's like, "Oh no, are you fighting?"
It's like finally somebody broke the tension. My
Jesus.
God.
And even he has like some really cool serious moments in there too. Like they even have like moments involving him where you're just like, "Whoa, what the fuck happened?" And it's like, "Oh, never mind. It was just a time thing."
Yeah. Past all the characters, what did you think of like the effects and everything? Because for TV, I think the effects are pretty great.
Yeah, it's definitely cheapened up for TV.
Right.
But no, it's actually pretty good for like what they're working with. It's really good.
Yeah.
There's even like sometimes, especially like I think there was like a time where like near the end when like they have like the whole Gorilla Grodd episode where it's they do the whole thing where like he goes to punch him and then like he catches his fist, and even that effect was really cool.
Yeah.
For some reason that just stuck out to me.
Right. I was amazed when they did like a full out CG gorilla.
Yeah, and it didn't even look shitty.
No.
Like, the whole time I was watching it, it wasn't like it definitely wasn't like rendered to the part where it's like that's a full blown gorilla, but it wasn't. It was good enough where I was like, I can actually believe this is a fucking gorilla.
Yeah, I was the same way. And I think in season 2, they've got a character called King Shark, which is essentially like a street shark, like that shows up, and he looks really good.
Oh God!
Like they're just doing these full blown CG characters. Like it's not the best CG in the world because it's for TV on the CW, but it's still pretty freaking great.
Oh yeah.
I love it. And there's a few points that, like when they do like Barry running really fast where you can kind of tell they go into like a 3D model.
Yeah.
And sometimes that looked kind of wonky, like in the face.
Yeah.
But I actually it actually gets upped in season 2 where sometimes like it's almost seamless.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
Right on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious to watch season 2 because, like, from how you talk about season 2, like a lot of the shit from season 2 sounds like night and day to like season 1. Like in season 1, there's some crazy shit, but then you bring up some stuff from like season 2 where it's like, what? How did that happen?
Like season 2 goes like off the rails and they do some crazy.
It sounds like it.
They go like just absolutely balls to the wall. I was actually astounded at like where they went from in just season 1.
Yeah.
With all the time travel stuff that they did.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they were going to go that deep into like Flash continuity like so early.
Yeah. I remember like seeing like a trailer for it when it first came out, and I remember seeing like the whole like a yellow streak like killed my mom or whatever, and it was like, oh, that's totally gonna be like something involving him and like Reverse Flash or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that stuff was well, I'm a huge fan of time travel stuff, so I was on board with that 100%. But no, yeah, it was first season really good. The Green Arrow stuff they brought in here was definitely like, it felt like I was in a conversation that I had there's a bunch of inside jokes that I had no idea.
Right.
They don't do it a lot, but they do it enough where it's like, okay, guys, let's move on.
Yeah, there's like a 2-part. Well, they did it like every year. They've been a thing.
Yeah.
They'll do like a crossover episode like halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Where like the first night will be on Arrow and the second night will be on the Flash or whatever. Yeah. And yeah, if you haven't been like watching Arrow and he shows up in like a different costume, you're like, what's going on here?
Oh God. The costume, I don't know what the costume is like on Arrow, but that costume that he wears in in like the second to last episode of The Flash, he looks ridiculous.
Which one is that one? Is that the all black one?
It's like the one where it looks like he's wearing like jewel studded cloak. Like he looks fucking...
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah,
God.
That's when I kind of stopped watching Arrow, but I knew what was going on. And it's like he was... I don't even know if I want to go into it. He was like a part of the League of Shadows at one point. Like, what are you...
Like the first one he had was cool. Like the one where he actually fights the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Which I actually liked that fight scene a lot. That was actually a really cool fight scene.
Yeah.
But then he comes back and like helps Barry when they're like fighting the Reverse Flash, and he looks like a fucking idiot. Like he's got like these weird studs on this like full out clothes. He looks like a freaking like idiot Palpatine. Like
a freaking idiot.
I was like they brought back Firestorm. I was like, oh sweet, Firestorm is back, and I was like, what the fuck is the Arrow wearing?
Yeah, that was in his League of Shadows era. I don't know.
Like, so dumb.
Yeah.
But like a character they bring in regularly that's on Arrow is that Miss like Smoke or whatever her name is.
Felicity Smoke.
Yeah. I kind of like her.
Yeah, I like her on actually the show Arrow proper as well.
Yeah, and like the interaction she has with Barry, where they're kind of like if they were in different circumstances, they would totally like be boning each other. But It's like, you live here, I live there, blah blah blah.
Turns out I'm the Flash. I can run anywhere in a second.
Yeah, I'm just making an excuse because I actually want to bone Iris, even though I don't really want to because I'm a total pussy about it.
Professor Wells.
Nailed it.
Oh,
but no, I like her. There was like one episode where they introduced like some like black dude that works with Arrow, and I don't know, I wasn't a big fan of him.
Diggle.
Yeah. Like he seemed like he tried way too hard to be funny all the time.
I always feel like when they kind of jump shows, they never. Maybe I thought it was the same writers. But sometimes it doesn't feel like it's the exact same character.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know what you mean, especially for Diggle, because, like, when he jumped to the Flash and did, like, an episode there, I felt he was trying to be more jokey, where he wasn't necessarily an Arrow. Like, he's not, like, a total serious guy.
Yeah.
But he is more so an Arrow than he was in the Flash for whatever reason.
I don't know. He just seemed like somebody, like, shows up to, like, a party and just, like, says, like, yeah, so what about that, right? And you're like, who are you?
Who
Shut up.
you? Get out of here.
Bring back Smoke. But I don't know. Oh my God. I remember like one of the first things I texted you when I first started The Flash was I fucking hated Arrow.
Right.
Because of that one scene that he has with him where it's like in the first episode, like him and like Barry are having this discussion about like, what it takes to be a hero.
Yeah.
And then, like, he does this thing where, like, he, like, shoots, like, a grappling hook into a building and swings away. And, like, Barry has, like, this, like, legit, like, actual response, like, oh, wow, so cool. And then he runs away super fast. And then Stephen Amell gives his fucking reaction where it's like, I want to express that it's cool, but I don't want to seem like overly excited about it. So like he runs away super fast, then like Arrow's just like, cool. Like, holy shit. You could not get any more dull with a reaction to something.
I may have Stephen Amell news later on today in the show.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there.
All right. But yeah, all the Arrow stuff, I mean, for what it was fine. But it definitely was like, okay, you don't watch Arrow? Well, then you got to wait a little bit because the cool kids got to talk real fast. They'll even like do stuff where they do like references to Arrow, and then they'll have maybe like a 2-second long pause for people to be like, oh my God, that's in reference to this. Because they'll be like, oh, my actual name is Black Canary. Can you fix this for me? And then they'll like have this like looked at each other, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And they're just like kind of doing this nod at each other like, right? Like, oh, fucking Christ.
Fuck.
I don't care. Get more Flash stuff going.
What did you think about the whole Professor Wells Eobard Thawne thing?
I didn't mind it. I thought for being a first season, it seemed like a little like kind of like a whoa, really big shit happening right away.
Right.
But like for like an origin story, I think it's really cool because then it's like it's kind of like that Star Trek thing where it's like you can imagine any kind of origin for the Flash that you like, and then this is the new one because he changed time by doing this.
For sure. Yep.
So I think that's kind of in that sense it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like you can get into Flash if you've read Flash before, you can get into it right away being like this is the new history because he changed history by doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Although okay, should we just spoil it?
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
So for the end, when first of all, I saw it coming right away when he was like, "Oh, Eddie is like your long lost relative." I'm like,
right.
Yeah, he's gonna kill himself.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
He's gonna kill himself to save the Flash. Blah blah blah. But then like, okay, so he kills himself, and then he never exists. So then, wouldn't Barry's mom still be alive?
Yeah, it's kind of tricky, isn't it?
Wouldn't like none of this happened?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean...
Time travel's a bitch.
Time travel's a bitch. I mean, sure, we'll just say, like, I don't know. Whatever. Time travel, huh? I liked it. I thought... Like, I liked how they threw things in here and there to kind of, like, add more pieces to the puzzle as, like, the show went on.
Yeah.
They did do some things here and there where it was, like, to really, like, put across that he's a really bad guy, they would do things where it would be like, holy shit, did something, like, really bad here. And then, like, the next episode, they wouldn't even... Like, there was one episode where they spent the whole time trying to save this, like, keep this one guy from dying. Like, some person with, like, these powers wanted to kill this one guy, and they spent the whole episode protecting him, and they did. And they, oh, we saved him, good. And then the last the last second stinger, like, Wells comes in and stabs him. And it's like, oh shit, this is gonna be like, this is gonna come back and bite him. Like, he's gonna have to like cover up for this. They don't bring it up at all, ever. Spend a whole episode trying to make this guy like save, like protect this guy. Gets stabbed, dies, no one cares.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, beyond that, I think as like an overarching story that continues throughout, I thought it was pretty good.
Good. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah. I will say I think this show like has a first for me where it presented a character to me that I absolutely hated when I first saw.
Yeah.
And then as like the show went on, I almost kind of like loved it to the point where it might be one of my favorite like reoccurring villains they bring in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like oh my god, I fucking love Captain Cold. Like when they first brought him in, he seemed so hokey and so cheesy where I was like, who is this asshole?
Yeah.
And it was like kind of before they established like the actual like kind of like the tone of the show in general, because he was
Right.
he was presented very early on, like I think before they even kind of found their own footing, and then when they finally found their own footing, like they presented him in a way where it was like, God, he's so like he's a dude with no powers, and he just makes the Flash's bitch all the time.
Yeah, he does.
And it's so and then like they bring in this element where he brings in this guy who's like very hot, like even like the guns that they own are like resemble like their personalities. Like Captain Cold is very cold and calculating and methodical. And then they bring in this guy who's like a total hothead and like fucking like always like fucking like jumps on a dime, and they give him like a mini flamethrower.
Right. Yeah.
And then they bring in his sister who's like very like into like possessions and like very like glamorous, and they give her like a gun that like makes people gold, I guess. Like I don't know, but it's like it's so cheesy, but like how they interact with each other too is like so fun to watch.
Yeah.
I just anytime Captain Cold's on, I'm like glued to it because I fucking love Captain Cold in this.
I actually really like that episode that you're talking about where they have the three of those guys, because I thought it was really cool. I really liked it because I wasn't a fan of Captain Cold either, and sometimes he still kind of hits really flat because he really speaks very monotone.
Yeah,
but like I still enjoy him actually quite a bit because like he's a bad guy, and he knows he's a bad guy, but like he knows that that's his job, so he's not out to like murder people.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna steal $1 million.
I know.
That's
and
what I'm gonna do
people
today.
That, like his superpower is a freeze gun and people owing him favors. Because he says that all the time. He's like, I'm doing this so you owe me a favor.
He beats the Flash like 9 times by having him owe him a favor.
There's like one time, like in one of the last episodes, he totally fucks him over, and then he ends with, "Oh, by the way, you owe me a favor." Like, you fucking dickhead. Like he actually like he does what he asks, and then he fucks him over in the process, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, you owe me a favor." I fucking love Captain Cold.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. And also I gotta fucking Mark Hamill as a trickster is so fucking fun to watch.
Yeah. It's cool too because did you ever see like the 90s Flash show?
No.
He was the trickster in that as well.
Yeah.
And like it seems like he was they say he's been the trickster forever.
Yeah.
And he's this old guy, but it's like he just picked up right where he left off essentially.
Oh, I know.
But now he's doing like little like not as hokey things. Like the trickster in the 90s cartoon, or not the cartoon but the live action series, would do things just like pour marbles on the ground so like the Flash couldn't run on him. Like do shit like that. It's like not so much in this season.
No. But yeah, he was really fun to watch. I would say the ones that really stick out would probably be Captain Cold and Mark Hamill as a trickster.
For sure. Yeah. Really liked it.
Yeah. But all in all, one more thing I will bring up, and it doesn't do it every time, but it does it enough to kind of like rub me the wrong way. I fucking hate when shows do like self-narrating openings.
Yeah.
I just it makes me feel like the show thinks I'm an idiot.
If you watched like Arrow and Flash, they both do it.
God.
Yeah. And it's like the same thing every time.
Like I've seen other shows that do it too, and it's usually shows that I usually end up just like stop watching after a certain time, because they do kind of just treat you like you're a total idiot. Where it's like in this, like I actually like this show, but then they come in like, my name is Barry Allen, and I'm the fastest man in the world.
Yeah.
Like it's either that or it's like a hypothetical, like the dumbest hypothetical question you ever heard in your entire life. Like it'll open with like, have you ever had a secret you wanted to tell the person you love the most, but you couldn't? And then there's like these weird fucking sweeping shots of like Iris, and you're like, shut the fuck up and do something.
Yeah.
You fucking wallowing asshole.
Yeah. The, like, Arrow's opening is almost exactly the same as the Flash's, where he's like, my name is Oliver Queen, and I was stuck on an island for 5 years. Like,
shut the fuck up, dude. We don't care. Just do what you always do.
Just Arrow people.
Just do. Stop it. Fucking. God, we know what this show is.
Oh yeah, but you know what? I'm super glad that we did this, and I'm glad you came into my world a little bit. I'm glad you ended up liking the show.
I'm liking it. I'll when it comes on Netflix, I will definitely check out the second season. I had a lot of fun with The Flash.
The second season goes just as crazy because they go to like parallel Earths and stuff in this.
Yeah, you were like talking about that. Like, how the fuck did they get to there?
And it's,
like they just started going through time, and like in the last episode of Flash, and now it's like, well, now we're going to other planets and other Earths.
Yeah,
like, holy shit.
That plays like super heavy in the second season, and it's not so much as Freak of the Week as much as like an overarching kind of villain. I mean, there are some. But yeah.
Oh, cool.
Pretty cool. It's really good.
I'll definitely check it out when it comes on Netflix.
Very good. I dig it.
Hey, thanks for listening. If you want to join us on social media, do so at Review Pod on Twitter. If you happen to be a Facebooker, do that Review Pod on Facebook. You can find us at our host site at reviewreviewpod.podbean.com, but you don't have to listen to just there. We are also on a multitude of platforms such as Google Podcasts, Alexa devices, Stitcher, and Apple Podcasts. If you happen to be an Apple user, rate and review us there, because if you like the show, that helps other people find the show as well. If you want to write in, do so at reviewreviewpod@gmail.com. Thanks for listening again. We'll see you next time.
And we're off.